Okay guys, so I thought I'd do something a bit different today. Well, obviously we all heard of this storm Humberto that's possibly, well, is now gonna make landfall in the UK. So I'm going to go over what radar picks up, stuff like that. So here are all the warnings for today. There's a warning of rain, a lot of rain, like a lot of rain. We also have possible hurricane Imelda following through, which is going to be quite cool. Well, obviously not for Scotland. I won't be able to see any of it. So I'm more southeast sort of way, so I won't be able to see any of it, but I wish I could. So we've got all of this rain. Don't think we need to see this storm makes landfall at like 2 PM tomorrow. Yeah, that is mad. 5 PM this warning starts. Obviously this is quite bad. Like it's nearly as bad as the other one we had. The bomb cyclone, I forgot what the name was, but with like, didn't have, 100-mile-per-hour winds. But yes, we got that orange warning. We got loads of yellows. We got another amber warning. I'm not sure what wind gust they're expecting. So we'll look on all other stuff. But, alright, they're expecting... So it looks like they're expecting around 5 PM Saturday. Alright, so still maybe a wing. I want to see if they will say, they don't say, but this is Scotland sort of way, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, so look. Wondered if I could try and save Scotland. Don't know Scotland that much, so, but I'm really hoping maybe I'll be able to. No, it's not. I give up. But yes, we got a lot of stuff there happening. I want to look on some of the maps. I think that'd be quite interesting to look over. So we've got the 5-day forecast. So when it will load. There we go. So here's where I am around this sort of area. And here's where you're seeing the most impacts. As you can see, that rain's very heavy. So it does make sense why they've released a yellow warning. So if you go through, you can sort of see it hanging there a little bit. Still have a lot of intensity. And it sort of carries on for most of the night for this place. And it sort of clears out for certain places. Like certain places to have a really nice clear night maybe. Well, not night, tomorrow at 12 PM. So yeah. So you've got quite a clear day. Then this comes in, which is Storm Amy. Obviously this has been called by Melvis because it's Humberto, but then it sort of lost its tropical strength and gained it again. They have to be under a certain pressure and a certain amount of wind speed to be classified. So yeah, here's Storm Amy. I'm not sure how big I can get this, but there's Storm Amy. Looks very, very quite bad actually. It looks quite strong. You can tell it has got a sort of cyclone bit. And this is where I am. So if you're in the southeast like me, it's quite clear. You've got some rain hanging around for a little bit. Then it sort of goes by 11, sort of goes. We just have a quite nice clear night until 8. So yeah, we're all quite clear. Not much thunderstorms. Obviously, these red bits, look out for thunderstorms. But I don't think we should have any thunderstorms. But just in case, I think the most likely impact, I just accidentally cracked off. But I could look at this app. So you got, obviously they took this one off because it's not officially one, but Imelda still expects to hit us. So yeah, you got all these different ones. You've got, I can open AccuWeather quickly. You've got Hurricane Tracker, but obviously it's not going to track. This one's Imelda, which we could get the tropical wave off, just because they've stopped classifying it when it's this sort of wind speed. And they're sort of classifying it as a tropical storm. However, we'll still get impacts from that, and because we're the UK, we don't get as much severe weather. So it's going to be more quite rare in a way. So you got that. You've got, let's look at the colour in charted clouds. So this shows you, so it looks like the clouds are quite high in this orangey red sort of bit. And then you've got quite low clouds most everywhere else. So yeah, that's really just our clouds. See if I can find the hurricanes, that'd be really useful. But yeah, so you can see that massive wave of, so you got that, you've got all the warnings on this. We're not in the warning at all, we've literally escaped the warning. Obviously they've made it quite severe. This is orange, so yeah, you got all them orange bits. But overall it does look quite cool. So we're not looking everywhere around the world, not today anyway. So yeah, I'm quite excited for the storm. Obviously, I wouldn't be if, like, but lucky for me, it's not really as much affecting me. Wind flow will be quite useful, actually. So, it takes forever to load, but that's what it'll be like right now. Quite chilled, quite calm, as you could see. But then you see this bit, and if I can go, maybe possibly to Friday, you really start seeing them impacts on how windy it actually gets. You really see that impact. Obviously for us in the southeast, it mostly stays quite settled in a way. It's not nearly as severe as it would be anywhere else. But obviously, yes, we've got that, which I'm actually happy about. So you've got all these different stuff, water vapour, lightning. You've got a lot of quite cool stuff to mess around with. Obviously the temperature, you're like, yeah, quite. I just clicked on the wrong thing, okay. I hope it don't. But yeah, so that's really what we're predicting for this. Like they're saying, obviously we could still see, obviously they've put, it does look quite cool, to be fair, but yeah, so this is where we're going to see most of the impacts. So yeah, so it'll be quite good. Now let's go back and look. So you got videos, they've obviously released stuff. I'm not watching their videos, got copyright, don't want to be copywriter. Still is a bit cloudy, but it's obviously not going to be cloudy. I've looked on their radar and it looks like we're having quite a big impact. Not like big, but still quite cool to watch if you get them heavy rain. But yeah, back to this, it's quite chilled. We got a bit of rain, but it does go quite quick, obviously. You would mostly stay out of it. It's really like on-off rain. That's made our living like that, but the most severe I'd say is between like certain places here, 5 AM. Then you've got obviously back to Scotland where it is going mental. Like honestly, like, that's the only dry sort of bit together. Lots of flooding issues possibly. Then Storm Amy, can we just take a second and look at that amazing motion? It looks really cool. So yeah, really, that's all I just wanted to update you on Storm Amy because I'm quite excited for it. I'll try and look at it and chase it, but obviously, you can't really chase hurricanes, it's more watching them, and thirdly, I'm not obviously in Scotland, so I'm not going to have as much chance. But see you in the next one, guys.